A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a landmark decision that could reshape the landscape of U.S. trade policy, the New York-based Court of International Trade has ruled against President Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs, declaring them illegal under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IPA. This ruling, delivered by a three-judge panel, comes amid a backdrop of ongoing legal challenges to Trump's trade policies, which have been criticized for their unpredictability and economic repercussions. The court's decision is a significant blow to Trump's approach to international trade, which he has framed as a necessary response to what he describes as a national emergency stemming from trade deficits and illegal immigration. The court's ruling specifically targets the tariffs that Trump imposed on imports from a wide array of countries, including Canada, China, and Mexico. These tariffs, which have been a cornerstone of Trump's trade strategy, were intended to address what the administration deemed unfair trade practices and to exert pressure on foreign governments to negotiate better terms for the U.S. However, the court found that Trump's use of emergency powers to impose these tariffs exceeded the authority granted to him under IPA. According to the ruling, the tariffs imposed by Trump were not justified under the Emergency Powers Law, which allows for economic sanctions only in response to an unusual and extraordinary threat. The court noted that the U.S. has maintained a trade deficit for 49 consecutive years, which does not meet the criteria for declaring a national emergency. The judges emphasized that the authority to impose tariffs lies with Congress, and any interpretation of IEPA that grants unlimited tariff power to the president is unconstitutional. The ruling has been hailed by critics of Trump's trade policies, including a coalition of small businesses and state governments that brought the case against the administration. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield, who was part of the legal challenge, stated, "This ruling reaffirms that our laws matter, and that trade decisions can't be made on the president's whim." President Trump's sweeping tariffs were unlawful, reckless, and economically devastating. The court's decision could have far-reaching implications for the Trump administration's trade agenda, with the ruling effectively nullifying many of the tariffs that have been imposed since Trump took office. The administration faces a significant setback in its efforts to reshape international trade relationships. The White House has yet to respond in detail to the ruling, but it is expected to appeal the decision. In the wake of the ruling, financial markets reacted with a mix of uncertainty and optimism. While some analysts expressed concern over the potential for escalating trade tensions, others viewed the court's decision as a stabilizing factor that could restore predictability to U.S. trade policy. The ruling has prompted discussions about the future of U.S. tariffs and the broader implications for American businesses that have been affected by the trade war. Trump's administration has long argued that the tariffs are necessary to protect American jobs and industries from foreign competition. However, the economic impact of these tariffs has been a topic of fierce debate. Critics argue that the tariffs have led to increased costs for consumers and businesses, while supporters maintain that they are a necessary step towards achieving fairer trade practices. The court's decision comes at a time when Trump's approval ratings are already under pressure due to economic concerns. Many Americans have expressed frustration over rising prices and supply chain disruptions linked to the tariffs. As the legal battles continue, the administration will need to navigate the complex landscape of international trade and domestic economic pressures. In summary, the Court of International Trade's ruling against Trump's tariffs marks a pivotal moment in U.S. trade policy. With the potential for an appeal looming, the future of Trump's trade agenda remains uncertain. As the administration grapples with this setback, the implications for American businesses, consumers, and the broader economy will continue to unfold in the coming weeks and months. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.